Welcome back to the Senior Focus. I'm Nick Kaltsas. I'm here with Donna Ostiguy. And Donna, I wanted to talk about the illegal immigration problem that we have.
The hot topics today, Nick?
It is a hot topic, and for good reason, too. It's destroying the fabric of our society if it isn't taken care of, and not down the road. It needs to be taken care of now.
Well, I've heard it on the radio this morning driving in. I wake up to it in the morning. I heard it on the news at the gym while I was on my stair stepper, so it's around, huge, and prominent right now.
It's as though the constituents and the citizens of the country all understand the importance of this and, the effect, the negative effect it's having on, our country. But it's as though our legislators don't seem to comprehend the urgency with which this matter needs to be addressed.
Well, we talked to Sheriff Lou yesterday after our taping of our upcoming show about it. Mm-hmm. And I think that he puts it in fine perspective that he got a first-hand view of what's really happening.
Right.
And it's scary stuff.
Right.
And I didn't even realize half the things until he mentioned what's we'll say the progression of it and how it's happened so that it's so widespread now.
Yeah, the first thing that we should say is that it was a sheriff's meeting that, they were, he was fortunate enough to attend, and it was just the timing of it that was very fortunate. It happened that it was in Texas, and this was going on.
Came out the same time this was happening.
Yeah, so it was not as though taxpayer funding was used, to transport him down. So, it really was fortunate that this is the kind of event that he attends, and he learns, keeps his finger on the pulse of America, and just so happens that this was happening as he went down there.
Well, Nick, I heard this morning on the radio through a local radio station, primarily that, in a sense, even though Sheriff Lou went down there, the point is that many of the immigrants coming in will end up with, we'll say, substance abuse issues or coming here with them and end up in his jail.
Right.
And so it has to be faced. It's not a question of why would he be involved, but it has to be faced because is it going to multiply the numbers that are already there right now and the people who at some point are going to be readmitted to society?
I think that the administration the administration has asked for $3.7 billion, that's with a B, billion dollars, to address the situation there. The funding, the line item to provide the funds necessary to transport these people basically throughout and across the country, $100 million. I'm not quite certain why they don't see the wisdom of simply deporting the illegal immigrants back to the countries that they came from. Makes sense to me.
I think that you've got, I won't say half because I don't know. I mean, I looked at the Boston Globe poll 4 hours ago, and they said something to the effect of like 43% are opposed, but then 50% express support. So it's that half and half in a sense that some people are against them coming over entirely and us spending funds on this because in our country there's needs that go above and beyond, and yet then there's the other that are polled that say they need the support. There's so many bad things happening in their country.
It reminds me of a bygone era when, certain members of Congress and, certain legislators would say, hey, the U.S. can't be the world's policeman. We can't enforce, what's right and what's wrong throughout the world. What's the idea now that, we're not going to try to enforce it overseas, but it's okay. Everybody can come to this country and we'll spend the money to take care of them in our country? I just think that is folly.
And that's what's scary because in a sense, coming here, and at least we'll say adults, and I'm not saying the children, I'm going to say adults, that you have to worry that what's coming in, is it going to multiply the issues that we already face now?
Oh yeah, I don't think there's any doubt about it. You take a look historically, I think in 2007, 2008, there were approximately 8,000 illegal immigrants for the year. Like 8,000, right? There's like expected to be, I think, about 90,000 children on the border by the end of the fiscal year in September. I mean, you know, there's clearly an exacerbation of the problem with regard to immigration. And I think that this just, to me, it just highlights the failed immigration policies of the current administration.
And you have to think, who absorbs all these costs of these kids in foster care? Right. They have to go somewhere.
Yeah, well, I wondered, like the sheriff was saying, you know, because there's a law that was put on the books, I believe in 2008, where in the event, you know, someone comes over and says that, hey, I'm, you know, younger than 18, I'm 17, I'm 15, that's it. They're entitled, because of the law, to certain, like, procedural rights. So, as he was saying, people are coming across the border, and even though they look like they might be 25, they look like they might be 30 years of age, they say, hey, I'm not 18 yet, and they're treated as juvenile. And he mentioned something about the fact that, you know, they come in, and the policy of the administration is they have a paper, and they're told that they are to report for the hearing in like 3 months.
And only 1% come
yeah,
back.
And they're allowed to leave, and only 1% actually appear for the hearing.
In 90 days.
Yeah, 99% of them you can't find.
And then it's just absorbed into the system, so to speak.
And the reason that, you know, I'm outraged about it is when you think of the trials and the tribulations and the problems that people have that are citizens that have worked their whole lives, get sick, need some kind of assistance from the government, mass health, nursing home care, and what happens? We have a case, we prepared the application, the person we know, you and I both know, that person should be eligible for benefits. They put in the application for benefits, what happens?
They're denied.
They get denied. So on the one hand, they seem to be welcoming in illegal immigrants, but people that are already citizens and rightfully here and have worked all their lives aren't entitled to get assistance with the benefits that they need. Yeah, I think it's, you know, a real injustice for the people of this country.
It's certainly a hot topic.
It's a hot topic. So let's talk about some of the events that we have that are upcoming.
Well, we have a great one coming up. It is in September. I know that they just did a lot of publicity the other day. You were a part of it on Monday.
I was.
They had a press conference for our upcoming Meet Me at the Movies, which we're very excited to partner with. It is a fundraiser.
Yeah.
It is for Central Mass Agency on Aging. And basically what it is that we've rented the Blackstone Valley Cinema. They've donated it.
They've donated
it. So for the afternoon, I believe, no, excuse me, the morning. It is the morning on, what is the date again?
Saturday, September 11th.
Saturday, September 11th.
Yep.
And what it is they play 8 to 10 old iconic classic film clips. And it's primarily for people with Alzheimer's and dementia and their caregivers. We know how isolated, we see it all the time, Nick, and even Laurie, who was just with us, will mention that Alzheimer's have great difficulties. You know, as the disease progresses, it does not get better, it gets worse. And whether they go into their own world or whatever it is, the mind obviously changes for them. And for them to recognize family members or day-to-day people, sometimes it's not there. And yet they say with this film that they show, these film clips, that it almost brings behavioral changes.
Yeah, it has like a therapeutic effect.
A calming effect where they truly love being there because they're showing all the things from their past that they recall and remember. And they have actually discussions during the film. So they ask questions and people talk about it. and they're all together. And I think it's a feeling of unity that they're all in the same, we'll say so to speak, boat,
State,
that they
yeah.
all have Alzheimer's or dementia, or most of them coming, and yet it's a great event. They're very excited about it. I know that Sheriff Lou and Senator Mike Moore are the co-chairs.
Sheriff Lou Evangelitis.
Sheriff Lou Evangelitis and Senator Mike Moore are the co-chairs of this event, who have really put their power to say, come to this great event and really pull it
It
together.
really is a great event.
It is. It is on, hopefully, the fundraiser for Central Mass Agency on Aging, which
Right.
is so needed because the funds are so lacking for them, and every year it gets worse. And I know Bob Dwyer is very appreciative of
Yeah, I
it.
think because of sequestration and, we'll say unbridled spending, and they've had to cut back, and one of the areas they cut back in really does harm the seniors of Central Massachusetts.
Well, I know that that day, if anybody would like to attend, it's a free event, doesn't
Right.
cost anything. The Senior Focus partnered with Millbury Healthcare Center, Hearthstone for Alzheimer's Care is also one of the sponsors of it, who are helping to pull this together, along with Sheriff Lou, who was going to be providing many of his staff. His deputies will be there to help seat the people that day. They'll have free popcorn and drinks included. It's a wonderful day. If anybody would like to attend, they can call either, I'm trying to think of the information, I'm sorry, where is it? I have it right there. Okay, it would be, I don't even know how
Hard to pronounce that
you
name.
you try that name, Nick, for me.
I would pronounce that name Siubanan Lorino.
Okay, I didn't want to
And
mess
it's
it up too
probably
much. It
wrong,
might be a little
so.
wrong because it is Irish. So they would call the number 781-674-2884, extension 102. Again, 781-674-2884 to register for this free event. Or family caregivers could go online to Laurino, Laurino, at thehearth.org to sign up. They can always call our office, Nick, 508-459-5057 if they want more information. We'd be happy to give it, and we encourage anybody who is caregivers, who have family members with dementia, husbands, wives, whoever it be, that would like to come enjoy a good morning. Again, it's 9:30 to 12, I think, and it's a wonderful day. Great way to get them involved, make them feel part of the community again, to discuss films. So I really encourage all people to attend.
Well, Donna, we're going to head to another break right now. When we come back, I want to talk about some of the other programs that the Senior Focus is involved in.
Great.
So we're going to head to a break right now. When we come back, more Senior Focus.
Join us on Tuesday, September 16th for a free symposium, Living Well to 100. Open to the public, free admission, free buffet lunch, free raffle prizes, and free community resources. Call us to register at 508-459-5057 or visit us at www.theseniorfocus.com.